The Golden State Warriors have been playing very well recently. In their last 10 games, they have only lost twice. Currently, they hold a record of 2-9-2-6 and are in the 10th position in the Western Conference standings. The team from San Francisco is currently on a 3-game winning streak. It's worth noting that Steph Curry is finding his form and playing better as time goes on, but it's essential for him to receive support from his teammates to achieve good results. Andrew Wiggins has transformed into a two-way player, contributing on both ends of the court, while Draymond Green serves as a vocal leader on the court and in the locker room. Brandon Podziemski is showing improvement as the season progresses. Although Klay Thompson is not at his peak, averaging 17 points per game and maintaining his three-point shooting ability, he can still display parts of his repertoire. The Golden State Warriors must first find a way to stop Nikola Jokic, which they have struggled with recently. Additionally, they will need to match the physicality of their opponents. To increase their chances of winning, they must control the tempo of the game. The reigning NBA champions, the Denver Nuggets, have been playing relatively well in the ongoing season considering their struggles with injuries. They have achieved 38 wins and 19 losses, which currently places them in the 4th position in the Western Conference standings. Last year's NBA Finals MVP, Nikola Jokic, has been in impressive form since the All-Star break. He became only the 3rd player to achieve a triple-double against every team in the NBA, shooting a perfect 10/10 from the field, breaking another record set by Wilt Chamberlain. Before this game, Michael Porter Jr. played an outstanding game against the Portland Trail Blazers, scoring 34 points and grabbing 12 rebounds, 5/10 from three-point range. It's worth noting that they are missing the injured Jamal Murray. The Denver Nuggets have significant confidence riding on Nikola Jokic's stellar performances, along with the knowledge that they have won every game in their last 7 matchups against the Warriors. If they can stop the opponent's transition game with an aggressive defensive approach and minimize their three-point shooting percentages, they can hope for the win. The Denver Nuggets are on a streak of 7 consecutive wins against the Golden State Warriors. So far this season, they have played 3 times, and each time the Nuggets emerged victorious. Absences and injuries, Chris Paul is injured in the Golden State Warriors team. The Denver Nuggets cannot count on the trio of Jamal Murray, Vlatko Cancar, and Hunter Tyson. Although the Golden State Warriors have been playing better recently, they now face their toughest challenge yet for the 4th time this season. In 3 previous encounters, they faced off against the current NBA champions and lost each time. The main reason why our forecast predicts another win for the Denver Nuggets is the incredible form of Nikola Jokic. When he is at his best, he elevates his teammates' performances, which ultimately leads them to the win. Our prediction is Denver Nuggets to win. Houston Rockets are in very poor form, as they have recorded a total of 2 wins and 6 losses in their last 8 games. In the latest match they played, they hosted the Phoenix Suns and secured important victory. It's been a far better season than what most Houston Rockets fans probably expected. Despite the serious dip in form, it can be said that the plan of the sports sector has been successful. A core of young players surrounded by quality and experienced individuals has yielded results in the first part of the season. Alperen Sengun has emerged as the team's leader. The Turkish basketball player is playing really well, but it's clear that there is room for improvement, especially when it comes to defense, where solidity is still lacking. As for the offense, he's averaging nearly 22 points and 10 rebounds. He receives significant support from Fred VanVleet, who was once one of the best players for the Toronto Raptors. There's also Jalen Green, whose form has been on an upward trajectory lately. All the positives in Houston Rockets' game must start from defense, which has been looking very poor lately. If they want any chance against a favored opponent, it will be essential for the defense to be at a significantly higher level. Oklahoma City Thunder are in improving form as they have recorded a total of 4 wins and only 1 loss in their last 5 games. In the latest match they played, they hosted the Washington Wizards and secured easy victory. It's been a great season so far for the Oklahoma City Thunder, despite a slight dip in form that occurred recently. Considering the team's lack of experience, this was somewhat expected. However, the team managed to bounce back relatively quickly and are now playing basketball reminiscent of the beginning of the season when they were considered one of the top teams in the league. The leader undoubtedly is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who proved to be a brilliant move by the sports sector a few years ago when he arrived from the Los Angeles Clippers. The Canadian point guard is averaging 3.1 points and 6.6 assists this season. Alongside him is the increasingly impressive Lou Dort, who has been progressing offensively throughout his career, while defensively, he's been one of the best on the perimeter for seasons. Chet Holmgren is also having a solid season so far. The winning streak they put together should serve as additional motivation for the Oklahoma City Thunder heading into the final stretch of the regular season. The team has had issues with ups and downs during games, so it will be extremely important in this match for them to maintain the right approach from start to finish. In their only meeting this season, Houston Rockets secured a victory with a score of 110-101, with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander being the standout performer of the match, tallying 33 points and 6 assists. Absences and injuries. Tari Eason and Steven Adams are sidelined for the Houston Rockets. Bismack Biyombo and Gordon Hayward will not be playing for the visitors. Oklahoma City Thunder are in very good form, and it seems that this season they have mostly justified their role as favorites in all their matches. As the season progresses, there is less room for error, and this is a match where pure individual quality should come to the forefront, which is definitely on the side of the visitors. Therefore, our suggestion is a victory for the Oklahoma City Thunder with at least 5 points difference. Our prediction is Oklahoma City Thunder minus 4.5. In the previous game, the Los Angeles Clippers defeated the Memphis Grizzlies 101-95 in a match in which Kawhi Leonard shone with 24 points and Terrence Mann with 23 points. They are now in third place in the Western Conference with a score of 37-18. The Los Angeles Clippers entered this season with a certain amount of reserve due to minor injury issues. Fortunately for them, those things are in the past, so the case from some previous period, when Kawhi Leonard and Paul George were simply unable to help the team, was not repeated. This time it is different, and the result is immediately visible, and the whole story about it was not disturbed by James Harden, who put himself at the service of the team, and it all looks very good for now. Aggressiveness is what adorns the Los Angeles Clippers and what they will try to apply in the next game against a not-so-aggressive team, which has no answer to this type of basketball, but is directed towards offensive production and as many possessions as possible. In the previous meeting, the Sacramento Kings defeated the San Antonio Spurs by 127-122. In a duel in which the most effective players were De'Aaron Fox with 28 points and Domantas Sabonis with 22 points. They currently sit in 7th place in the Western Conference with a record of 3-2-2-3. The Sacramento Kings are trying to carry over the form from last season, when they played masterful basketball and entered the playoffs after many years. And this time they are doing well, considering that they are one of the best attacking teams in the league, which is their biggest strength. The Sacramento Kings have the main players in the form of De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis, who dictate the rhythm and are the most responsible for everything good that happens to the team from California, which could disrupt the best teams this season as well, if given the opportunity in a playoff. In the next meeting, the Sacramento Kings must respond to the physically strong game of the opponent and try to play as fast as possible, with more possessions, and thus impose a rhythm that does not suit the rival. The Los Angeles Clippers rely on a lot of isolations to slow everything down, which the Sacramento Kings will try to avoid. They played twice this season and the Los Angeles Clippers won both times. The absences and injuries. Norman Powell is questionable for the home team, while Sasha Vezenkov will not be able to help the guests. The Los Angeles Clippers have the better team when both sides of the court are taken into account, but it happened that they were not consistent and did not approach every game with maximum seriousness. Therefore, there is room for the Sacramento Kings to win, and it is not safe to predict what the epilogue will be, but our assessment is that due to the home team's style of play, this could be a game in which the total number of points will not exceed the offered limit. Our prediction is under 233.5 points. I will be